Hey folks, hope everybody's doing well and happy Saturday night. It's a beautiful warm day here in Toronto. No humidity, which is absolutely fantastic. I just came inside to do this live stream because I do these once a month and been real busy and I'm not complaining. It's a good thing. Been real busy with the gigs. And this is like my only weekend off this month. So, yeah. So just wanted to come in here quick and say hello. We got Brian in here. Gary Joyce, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, so just want to do a little hangout like I do every month. Do a little Q&A, have a little bit of a discussion, talk about what's going on, with yourselves or with myself, gear-wise, music-wise, stuff, anything of interest. Daniel Newberry, welcome, man. There's Mitch. How's it going? Is it all right there in Florida, Brian, or is it too hot and humid right now? I would imagine it's probably terrible down there. And speaking of Florida, there's another Floridian. Paul Lou, how are you, man? Yeah, thanks for asking, Brian. So this is my latest acquisition. Oh, look, you can see the racing stripes there in the light. You can kind of see them. There you go. Yeah, this is my latest acquisition. Did a review video of it. But just real quick, it's basically is it Indonesian made? Yeah, it's an Indonesian made Yamaha guitar. And it's just really good, man. Some of the features on it for a guitar of this price is amazing. I mean, stainless steel frets, you got the binding, the tuners work great, the neck, and I'm going to be using this tomorrow. I'll talk about the gig tomorrow in a bit, but it's like, it's an outdoor show that we're doing. And the neck is like satin, right? So it doesn't get all clammy and, you know what I mean, sweaty. I played it. I used this at a show last week, and it does everything I need it to do. You got a 5-position switch there, and like I said in the video, it doesn't split the pickups. When you're in position 2 and 4, it actually engages some capacitors and gives you this kind of out of phase sound, which is kind of cool. And it's just got a lot of sounds to it. It's got a little built-in boost. You can pop that out, and there's no batteries in it. It's a passive boost. There's a transformer in here that you get a little bit of lower mids and a little bit of bass punch, and it rolls off the highs a bit. I've never used it. I still like hitting my boost pedal on the floor, but yeah, things, I played it through a Marshall, and it's pretty close to close to like a Les Paul sound in a lot of ways, but it's it's a lot thinner than a Les Paul, and it's got a belly cut, and it's got a little arm contour here. I still got my gunk on it from last week, which I gotta wipe it down, but yeah, it's really cool. Thanks for asking. Paul got a new amp, but it's going back. Oh, did you get the Badger? Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that. Hey, there's Edwin Crane. How are you? No, the Yamaha doesn't suck. Like, honestly, and again, I don't work for Yamaha. Okay. And I bought this with my own money, but I'll tell you, like, in Canada, these go for just under $1,000. So in the US, I think they're like around 800. I don't think you can buy a better guitar for $800 than this. Like, Stainless steel frets and all the stuff I mentioned. I mean, it's crazy, and they're really well made. I mean, there's no flaws on this at all. Just hey, if you're looking for a really good, inexpensive guitar that you can don't have to worry about gig wise, or you can gig with it, you can do whatever you want with it. It's got a lot of tones to it. The pickups sound great on it. Go Yamaha. The neck, it's kind of like it reminds me of my SG neck because it's a little, it's it's not as thick, and it's just a little bit wider, but it's really comfortable for my hand. So I mean, it's not too far off a 60 slim taper if you want to use that as kind of a guide. I think it's slightly wider than that, but just real comfortable and light, and it's a good instrument. So was that the Sir? Oh, it was the Sir? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So when you asked me about the Sir amp, Paul, my brother has one. He's got I think it's his is the 30 watt, and when I go over there to record, 9 times out of 10, I end up plugging into a Sir because it just sounds great, and it takes pedals really, really, really well. It's a really good amp. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, he talked about the on that Brian. He talked about that. He talked about that on this video. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that much tonight. Not that anybody is really too worried about it, but it's because I'm playing tomorrow and I don't want to wear out my fingers because I gotta be very careful about stuff like that. So let me know if anybody's got any questions and things. Well, the gig tomorrow is an outdoor show. I'm doing another one of these rib fests, and I think I asked in here before if you guys knew what a rib fest was because apparently they have them in some states and other states they don't. It's basically what they do is they take like a big park, and they have all these companies show up with these you know rib stands, and then you try a bunch of different ribs, and then you I guess vote on them, whatever, and they get prizes or something, whatever. And then they have, and they got other things, kids, ice cream. They may even have rides there and stuff. It's like a little amusement park rib thing, and they have live music all day long. So we're playing about an hour and a half tomorrow afternoon, and I'm hoping the weather's going to hold up because they said there's a chance of showers, and the last thing you want to do is be playing outdoors in the rain. So, I mean, it's a covered roof. It's a nice big stage. There's backline. That's always a little bit of a worry with me, because the last Rib Fest, I did it last year with the same place, and I'm pretty sure they're going to use the same company. And I ended up with this Fender amp that looked like it'd been through a war. Like it was just beat to shit. I think the speakers were blown on it. It was, it was terrible. Just picked up the Half Speed Remaster Creatures of the Night recently. What an album. I didn't know that existed, Daniel. I didn't know that existed. Half Speed Remaster. Yeah, that's a new one on me. You had a Yamaha Telly? I didn't know Yamaha made Tellys. I think they make like some SG looking thing. I think. I don't know. Came out on 2022. Vinyl. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, reviving. I still have a turntable, and I don't know if any of that stuff works. It's been sitting in dust for years now, but I was thinking about pulling that out. I bought it new from Pitbull. It was obviously used. Oh, okay, you're getting another one, Paul. Yeah, don't give up on the Badger. It's. I think you'll really dig it. I think you'll really dig it. I have records, no way to play them. It's kind of dumb. Yeah, I still have. Oh man, I don't know, couple hundred albums. Yeah, I never gave any of them away, right? You know, and then I got a shit ton of CDs, and then a shit ton of cassettes, and all that stuff just kind of sits, right? Because you don't, you know, the car I have now still has a CD player, and in a lot of vehicles now they don't even do that. But you know, the funny thing is, and I've got a shit ton of mixed CDs, but 9 times out of 10, it's just easier for me to hit the Spotify and just go through my. Hey Frank, how are you, man? Hit the Spotify, and you know I've got playlists. I got one that's like almost 4,000 songs on it, so I like a lot of variety when when I'm listening to music. Like I really like to mix it up. I'm talking like Metallica, right after Johnny Cash song, and then the Neil Diamond song, and then a Cyndi Lauper song, and then I don't know, some Thin Lizzy. Like I really like mixing it up. 45s. I never collected 45. I have like a handful, but I don't really have a lot of 45s. Yeah, you don't play CDs either. Yeah, I'm kind of yeah. I don't know. I just like or like I mean, if I get like I'm really in the mood for like a whole album. If I got a long ride, I might do that in a CD player. But I mean, CDs now that I buy like are so far and few between. I mean, unless it's something really, really special, I won't even buy it. Like the last CD I bought was the new, uh, God, Judas Priest record. That was the last one I buy. Like Judas Priest, I'll buy the CD. But a lot of times I won't even bother. I won't even bother. Yeah, long drive CDs, and again, I like a lot of mixed stuff, right? Because I like I don't know, I like variety. Unless it's a band I really like and an album I really like, and there's very few albums that you like enough that you can listen to them from top to bottom. For me, anyways, there's 20 or 30. That's about it. And then there's always those skippable tracks, or you know, so it's nice to have a mix CD where every song that's on there is a song that you enjoy. So your Jeep doesn't have a CD player. Yeah, Sirius XM. Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. Started collecting records last year, and now I'm hooked. I was born in the '90s, so I never experienced vinyl for the first. Oh wow, Daniel. Oh boy, yeah. So you're enjoying that? Yeah, that's man. It was a big deal. I mean, I'm gonna sound like all the old farts, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but when your favorite artist puts out an album, it's like you go to the store and you look at the cover and you bring it home and you open the plastic up, and you look at the front cover, the back cover. If hopefully in the album sleeve there's a lyric sheet or some photos or something, and you just kind of look at that and you read all the stuff and you listen to the songs and the lyric sheet if there's one, whatever. I'll tell you, the best albums with the best packaging for me, as always and always will be, Kiss. I don't want to turn this into a Kiss show, but man, Kiss always threw a bunch of extra shit into their records. Gatefold sleeves, little booklets in there. I mean, tattoos. They always packed a lot of shit in their records. Like they knew it was a special thing, right? So they knew how to do it right. They always I mean, I remember Live 2 opening that, and there was a little booklet in there, The Evolution of Kiss. I mean, I still have that, still have the album. Love Gun had that paper gun thing, and yeah, they just knew how to do it right. Yeah, Kiss always had candy in their stuff. It was better when it was 33s. Well, what do you mean, Edwin? Don't albums that still run on 33 RPM? What is it, 33 and a third? Yeah, 8 tracks were crappy. Yeah. In the middle of a song, it would just flip to the next chunk or next track or whatever it was. Yeah. Oh, the one with the notes from each band member. Yeah, and Alive. Yeah, those handwritten notes. That was cool. Your age can affect these things. I wasn't around for the 70s to actually prefer the 80s hair metal albums because I don't have that attachment to the original lineup. Yeah, Daniel, it's, I mean, I've done at this point, oh God, I don't know how many years, 3 years or 4 years worth of album rankings. And a lot of the time, the key factor in what your favorite is kind of what time when you came into the band. Like we just did a show a month ago, Heaven and Hell. We pitted Heaven and Hell up against the Mob Rules album, Black Sabbath, and or when we've done the Black Sabbath countdowns. Like my favorite Black Sabbath album is always Mob Rules, and and then the 70s guys freak out because wait a minute, like it's got to be an Ozzy record. Well, Sabbath for me started with Dio, and and I said it on the show. It's like not only is Mob Rules my favorite Sabbath album, Mob Rules is my favorite Dio album. I mean, it's just the best of the best of the best. You know, I was talking earlier about, a handful of records that you can listen beginning to end and you never get sick of. And for me, Mob Rules is one of them. Yeah, Black Dio. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, bro. I remember that. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Done Kiss album shows before, but I'd love to see you, Pete, and Martin do a full Kiss album ranking show some month. Oh, you want like the entire catalog? Well, how many records have they got? My God, they got what, 24, 25 albums? Yeah, well, I've done. So what we kind of did that in a way, Daniel, because we did. I've done a top 10 Kiss album show with those guys, and we did a five least favorite album show with those guys. So we did our favorite 10 and our least favorite 5. So that covers off quite a bit of catalog. And the two videos are in my album ranking playlist. So there's like our least favorite and our favorite 10. So that covers off quite a bit. 20 studio albums. Hey, Tyler, how are you? Well, Daniel, I can tell you my favorite and my least favorite. And my number one. Oh, appreciate that, Ken. Thanks for being here. Rob Fulton, welcome. Northern Ireland. Good morning, sir. Nice. Thanks for coming. My least favorite. My favorite Kiss album is Rock and Roll Over, and my least favorite is Hot in the Shade. There you go. That's my top and my bottom. And the movie. Are you talking about the Kiss movie, Edwin? That was a classic. Come on. I can't even say that with a straight face. Yeah, a Kiss. That's when they really lost the script there for a while. People say they lost the script with the Dynasty record, but man, I really like the Dynasty record. I even like the Unmasked record. I think it's great. Yeah, Rock and Roll Over is one of the best. The reason I like Rock and Roll Over, and again, I'm turning this into a Kiss show. The reason I like it, Ken, is because it's just the four of them. They all participate, at least musically, right? I mean, Ace doesn't sing one, but it's all them playing on all the tracks. There's no studio guys. They didn't sneak in Anton Fig through the back door, or or get somebody to play, get Bob Kulick to do an Ace lead. It's all them, and just the songs are really good. They're just really good, straight up rock songs. It's like all about being a rock star and the coxmanship that goes with it. I just love that record. I love the attitude of it. It just that's like Kiss in their pinnacle for me. You recommended the Status Quo LP. Okay, Rob. Yeah, recommend it again. Um, I'm I will be doing like this Thursday. I probably won't be doing a recommended album to review because I'm doing a show with Martin and Pete this Thursday, and we're doing. Let me talk quickly about the show. So we're doing a Led Zeppelin show, but it's a little different. Okay, it's not our. We've already done a Led Zeppelin ranking a long time ago, and I did just show on Pete favorite solos and all that kind of stuff. But this one is a little different. So what we're doing is our top 10, our 10 favorite deep Zeppelin tracks. So in other words, not songs that they played a lot live. Maybe they never played them live, or you didn't hear them on the radio. They get the let out. And they always play the same rock and roll. Yeah, they play rock and roll, or they play, I don't know, whatever, Stairway to Heaven. None of that. So it's like our favorite 10 deep cuts, deep Zeppelin cuts. Johnny Heartbreaker, I have no idea where Quentin is. Probably asleep. I'm listening to Dynasty lately. Magic Touch. Yeah, it's a great song. Tyler, you know what? I used to listen to Paul's solo album. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best of the bunch. Ace is a close second, but I like Paul's record the best. Yeah, people call, yeah, Dynasty. You know what? Take "I Was Made for Loving You" off it, and even "I Was Leaving." I mean, it's not that bad a song. Come on, like you got to remember at the time when that song came out, the Rolling Stones put out "Miss You." Rod Stewart, "Don't You Think I'm Sexy." I mean, all those songs all came out around that same time, so that was the flavor of the day. They weren't the only ones to go there. The original, oh, Edwin Crane, original Kiss Army. Cool. Yeah, the costumes were a little flashy, eh, Brian? Hard Luck Woman, one of their best songs. Yeah, the story behind that is that Paul wrote that for Rod Stewart. It was like another Maggie May type song, and then they didn't want to let it go, and they said, well, let Pete sing it because Peter's got that same raspy voice. That's the story. Pete sings some of the best Kiss songs. You know what my favorite Peter Criss song is? Well, two of them. Strange Ways and Baby Driver. Yeah, Dirty Living is cool. Status Quo ranking. I don't know if I've approached them with that, Rob. You would be surprised how many albums I brought up and that gets turned down. for every like six or seven, there'll be one that we all agree on. It's pretty difficult. I got a feeling that one may have come out, but I'll throw that back in my list. Cold Gin, that's a good track. Ace Frehley wrote that. I saw both the Rock and the Dynasty tour was awesome. But Ken, wow, Rock and Roll Over. Yeah, I was too young to see that. First. Hey Janice, how are you? The first show I saw was a Dynasty tour, August 4th, 1979. I was 12. Yeah, the drums, yeah. Yeah, Cold Gin. Yeah, Cold Gin's a good song to play. It's easy. Beth brings the show down. Yeah, never really liked Beth. That song never really did it for me. You know, even I mean, not that it because it's a slow ballad thing or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ballads that I like, but I never really liked Beth. With the Kiss of Satan, yeah. Oh, who's your favorite non-Ace lead guitarist in Kiss? Uh, definitely Bruce Kulick. Definitely Bruce Kulick, Daniel. Hey, Russ, how are you? Definitely Bruce Kulick, and I have had the pleasure and honor of having meeting him more than once and having some nice conversations with him. He's a really good guy. Twice, twice. One time at a Kiss convention that they had here in Toronto, where I hung out with him and John Corabi. He was doing the Union Project at that time. And then he played with Grand Funk. He played a casino up here, and we met in the lobby. You know, I got to play his stage guitar that he was playing that night, and we met up after the show in the bar. He's a nice guy. Uh, Ken Black Diamond. Yeah, I'm not crazy for the song. I never really liked the song much, but it would yeah. But he does a nice whenever he's screaming. Like that's why I like Baby Driver because he's basically screaming through the whole song. And it just sounds killer. Hey, Vince Leroy, welcome. I hope I caught everybody that's in here. Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is just my July hangout live stream. Like to do these once a month. It's been a busy month. Fortunately, I've been playing a lot of gigs every weekend this month, pretty much, and last month, actually. So I get a break in August. I think I've only got two in August as of right now. I think there's only two. So, but I'm not complaining, man. I'm getting old, and the more I can do while I'm still upright, the better. Plus, it gives me an excuse to buy more gear. I'm actually going to go on a selling spree here in a few months only because I just got too many instruments and I'm not giving them the attention they deserve. But I'm telling you, now if you're a buyer, it's a great time, but if you're a seller, it's a terrible time. A favorite album halfway through the year so far? Favorite new record? That's a good question. Uh, Probably the most. When did the Priest record come out? Was that this year or last year? That's probably been my. That's like my recent favorite record is that one. But I don't follow it. It's an unfair question, really, because I don't Tyler. Like I don't really go through all the new releases and stuff. You know, I just because I mean, doing the show, the recommended album to review show, like I'm listening to stuff that I've never heard like weekly. So and so it's new music. It's not new, you know, date wise, calendar wise, but it's new to me. So, but I don't really like go and listen to all the new stuff that's coming out. I'll tell you the worst album is a Gaze Frilly 10,000 volts. That was garbage. So I'd be the wrong guy to ask Tyler. Came out in March. Yeah, then of the new ones that I've heard, because I mean, what else was new that I've like new? Well, the Saxon record was new. Like those are the only two new records that I listened to this year that came out this year. So new calendar wise, those are the only two new ones. Yeah, Firepower is really good. Redeemer of Souls, they were getting there, but then they nailed it with Firepower, yeah. Like, and then, I mean, what? For Firepower wasn't Painkiller? Probably would be the next one. But my favorite of them all is Screaming for Vengeance. I really like Point of Entry too. That one doesn't get a lot of love, but I do like that record. P90s. Got a 96 Les Paul Special. Replaced the saddles and it needed a new, but sounds P90s. Yeah, P90s are cool. You know what, Brian? I saw Priest. The last time I've talked about this a million times. The last time I went to see Priest, I was under the impression that Glenn Tipton was going to be there, and it was right when they announced that he wasn't because of his what has he got? What's that? Is it cerebral palsy he's got? Anyways, he wasn't touring, and then it was Andy Sneap that replaced him, and it was terrible. Like, I don't have a problem with Richie. Love Richie. Think Richie's great. I've seen with Richie and Glenn. I saw the previous tour. Then when I saw that tour with Andy Sneap, it's like, okay, I can do Priest without KK. I can't do Priest without Glenn. Glenn's my guy. So I think they've already come by once and I didn't go. I'm pretty sure they came by once. Yeah, Vincent, that's true. They have, and not all, not all, but some have. Like Priest and Saxon, for example, have been legacy bands still putting out good stuff. Yeah, Richie Faulkner is amazing though, man. Like, you know, that was a band replacement that did not phase me at all. Him coming in, he's just great. So Parkinson's, Parkinson's, not cerebral palsy. Thank you. Watching your Priest ranking. Yeah, I can't get along with Turbo. Just stuff that sounds, a lot of that 80s stuff sounds super dated because they used all the technology of the time and it just really, really hurts to listen to that stuff. So yeah, I can't do Turbo. I mean, Turbo live sounds great, and when they do it live, and they always play it live, it's great, but the rest of the record, I can't do it. Guitar Man 45, hey man, how are you? Stephen David, welcome. Thoughts on the new nose bend chord being a what? I don't know what's going on with that, Edwin. Can you fill me in? You're talking about Nuno? Seen Saxon many times. Met Biff and Paul way back in the. Oh, very cool. Yeah, just just some stuff just sounds too dated. I mean, if it wasn't cool when it came out, it's not going to sound cool 40 years later. But that's just, some people love Turbo. Yeah, the new Deep Purple record, I have not heard. Mind you, I'm not the biggest Deep Purple fan, so. Yeah, Guitar Man 45. It's a Yamaha Rev Star 2. It's the second generation. It's Indonesian made. In Canada, it's like around $1,000. It's just a really inexpensive guitar, but really good guitar, man. It's got a lot of features that you would not expect on a guitar at this price range. Just if you're looking for a really good inexpensive guitar, I highly recommend these. And I don't work for Yamaha. Check out my video. I did a full review of it. I go through the specs and that, but it's very cool. But you know, every band has their, you know, they're not all winners. Ram It Down was not a very good record either, apart from Ram It Down, the title cut. Yeah. Mr. Rock, yeah, the fretboard inlays. Yeah. Just these little dashes, eh? Yeah, very cool. Mr. Rock, you're in the GTA, right? If you got nothing to do, head up to Orangeville. I'm playing the Ribfest tomorrow. Be nice to meet you. Ram It Down. Nick Franco. Yeah. Visible Shield. Best album since Painkiller. I would say best album since Firepower. I like Firepower better than Painkiller. The Sentinel. Yeah, that's a crazy good song. That's one of my favorite songs of theirs. Yeah, Brian, they make I like the white. I mean, it has the racing stripes too. It's kind of hard to see. You can barely see them there, but they're there. But they do a green, they do a blue. Yeah. Hack, if you could have any guitar past or present, what would you pick? It would have to be a Les Paul. Like if I had a real, you know, not a 59, but I mean, depending on the neck. If the neck was slimmer, maybe a 59 Les Paul or a 60. When I was in Nashville with Brian S, who's in here, when we went down there, my dream was to hold a real, you know, heritage vintage Les Paul in my hands, but never transpired. The closest I got was a plate glass windows. So, but yeah, that would be it. That would definitely be it. You know, it's funny because, I mean, I've got a lot of guitars and a bunch of different brands and whatever, and I like to rotate them. One weekend one show, one gig I'll take one, the other gig I'll take another. Like I rotate them, right? But when the rotation comes upon a Gibson, I always say to myself the same thing. It's like home. This is the guitar you're supposed to be playing. Why do you keep screwing around with all these other instruments? You know, it's like I like playing other shit, but then when I play a Gibson, it's like, you know, it's home base, man. It just, nothing feels better, nothing sounds better to me. You know, I mean, I have one on my arm, this one. So there you go. Who do you think has the stronger discography overall, Maiden or Priest? That is for me Priest 1000%. Maiden, like Maiden, but Maiden stuff sounds kind of similar. There's a lot of galloping going on. You know, they just, I'm not saying all their songs sound the same, but there's some repetition in there. Whereas the Priest stuff has a little more diversity. So, but I've always liked Priest. Priest is, you know, in my top 5 bands of all time. So, Maiden isn't one of my top 5 bands. Tomorrow, what time? We go on at 4:30 in the afternoon in Orangeville at some big park. I don't know where it is, but if you Google it, Mr. Rock will tell you where it is. Just Google the Orangeville Rib Fest. That'd be cool to see you, man. Yeah, Vincent Leroy. When we did a Judas Priest show, Point of Entry, I think was in my top 5. pretty sure it was in there. A top to bottom. Yeah, I don't like top to bottom fades generally. Johnny, ever played a PRS? Thoughts? Yeah, I have one over. Where is it? There's one right behind me. Um, PRS. A lot of people say they have no soul. I don't know about that. I played a bunch of them. Like, I mean, a lot of them. And the only model that I really, that I took a liking to, and bought is the CE. So the PRS CE, not the SECE, the real CE, like the US made one. Um, as far as the guitar, like the workmanship, the intonation of it, the staying in tune, it's phenomenal. Like, I mean, these things are made extremely, extremely well. They sound really good. They play great. They don't sound like a Les Paul. I don't care what anybody says. You can. I've played a lot of Les Pauls. I played mainly Les Pauls. They don't sound like that. So once you get your head wrapped around the fact that, hey, this isn't going to have this is going to sound like a Les Paul. It's going to have its own voice. It's fine. It's a really good guitar. But I've played really expensive ones, John. I've played, like the core stuff. My brother's had a few of them, like the really expensive stuff. I just don't like it. The only guitar that of theirs that I've played and really liked is the CE, and that's the model that I bought. I bought a used one. I still have it. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. Actually, it's a really good instrument. Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee. Oh, you're talking about the Les Paul and the Walbrine, yeah. Oh, the Parkers. The Parkers are great, man. Shit, they weigh nothing. What are they made out of, bamboo or something? I remember played a couple of Parkers. I couldn't believe how easy they were to play. Just really, really comfortable guitars and super light. They were cool. Weird looking. If you're a traditionalist, they're kind of weird looking, but yeah, but I mean, yeah, I still remember how good they felt to play. They were really nice guitars. Yeah, the 59 is quite legendary. Saw Brian play guitar. Now I'm on. Oh, who posted it? I don't know. Maybe Brian did, Janice. I think it was 4 years ago that the three of us were at NAM, Brian, something like that. Yeah, hard to get service on a Parker. $230 Leo James best playing guitar. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like, the CE is sort of like the cheapest American, well, used to be the cheapest completely US, I think it still is, the cheapest completely US made PRS because it's a bolt-on, right? But I think it felt better than any other one I've ever played. Price wasn't a factor. Find Out Maiden's new album is very repetitive, way too much dragging out of the songs. Yeah, not every song needs to be an epic, Daniel. I agree with you. Bruce had great metal tone, not harsh but heavy. Yeah, yeah. I love the sound of. I mean, listen to the guitars on the new record. I mean, I will say one thing about Andy Sneap, man. He knows how to make good sounding albums. Oh, that'd be cool, Mr. Rock. See, he's the best. Yeah. All the sound is in the wood. No comment. I know you're being sarcastic, Mitch. The S2s with the US pickups, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think what is it? Like it's still assembled outside the US, but the pickups are now American. That'd be a good try. A good thing to try. Got a badass one. How many PRS guitars, all top tens from the 90s and early 2000s, think they're good guitars? I don't know. I play the 10 tops. I mean, the 10, that's just look at the figure of the wood. Oh, it looks so pretty. I mean, they're pretty looking. Sometimes they're too pretty looking. You're afraid to take them out. 5 years ago or less to the day that we were there. Wow, time flies, Brian. My father had a 55 Fender Strat Black with white pickguard. Sold it for $3,000 many years ago. Probably would catch a fortune. Oh yeah, if it was all original, Ken, that'd be worth some money. Yep. Sweetwater is going to open up Gearfest for the public again. That'd be cool. S2s are made in a different U.S. plant, but still American. New difference is chord pickups now. We're going to make great guitars again. I mean, I have, off the top of my head now, I've got two guitars that are not U.S. made. This is one of them. And I have a Mexican made Fender. The Ventura 2, the 70s style. It's got, but deluxe. It's got two humbuckers on it. That's a great guitar, man. I mean, if you handed it to me and you didn't tell me it wasn't made in the U.S., I wouldn't be able to tell. I still think it was cool. We were drinking bourbon and smoking cigars with Joe B. Yeah, that was an amazing night, man. Yeah. So for those that don't know what I'm talking about 5 years ago, I was fortunate enough to go to NAMM. I know not everybody here is a guitar guy, a guitar person, but NAMM is basically, it's like where all the instrument companies get together and have a big trade show. And there's a lot of celebrities and things that show up. And I was fortunate enough to go to Nashville to the NAMM show about 5 years ago. And for whatever reason, I kept running into Joe Bonamassa. Three times in 2 days I ran into him, and the best one was the third time I run into him. I'm at a cigar bar with Brian S, and we're having this amazing bourbon. Brian had me try this Angel's Envy, I think it was called, and now we're at the cigar bar having some cigars, just enjoying our evening after being at the trade show. And I think that was that the night of the Gibson event. I can't remember. Anyway, so we're there having a great old time, and who comes in and sits right beside us is Joe Bonamassa. That was just crazy, man. It's like, I don't know, just kept running into this guy. Anyway, off topic. If a media player has a feature of burn CD, how does that work? Well, I imagine if you have the software, if it's like the old school stuff, Janice, if you've got CD burning software, you can literally burn songs onto it. Yeah. Hitman. Oh, there's Dwight. Hey, Dwight, how are you? We ran into him at Gruen's and Carter's. I think we ran into no, not Carter's, Brian. We ran into him at Gruen's. We were coming out and he was coming in. He popped out of a white pickup and he had a big roll of cash in his pocket. And we asked him that evening what he bought, and he bought a Fender Esquire. Yeah. We ran into him was at the Gibson event, Gruen's, and then at the cigar bar. That's what 3 times I remember. I saw Jobo 3 times before he really made it big. Was awesome each time. Yeah, he gets a lot of hate, that guy. I don't know why. I mean, the one thing that really freaked me out, Ken, it's like, it's not, well, I met him, we're talking July in Nashville, right? It was so hot and so humid, right? Like unbelievably hot and humid. I'm wearing like short pants and t-shirt, like I'm dying. And Joe, he's got jeans on, long jeans on. He's got a shirt. He's got a hoodie. He's wearing a hat. I don't know how this guy doesn't melt. It's weird, And he won't shake your hand, eh? He does like the limp hand. Yeah, that was good. Thanks, Janice. That was good times, man. Yes, Matteo Mancuso. Yes, he is amazing. Yeah. He plays with his fingers on electric. Yeah. He's a Yamaha. Oh, okay, I didn't know he was a Yamaha guy. Yeah, he plays like this, like, crazy. Like his fingers are doing this, and he's playing like this, and he's just got this really, really different technique. He's like playing it like a bass guitar, like kind of, I don't know. It just, sounds like 3 guys are playing at once. Yeah, it was a Gibson event. Yeah, Matteo Mancuso. You know who you don't hear a lot about anymore is that what's his name? Something Asado. You don't hear much about that guy anymore. He was like all over, and then Matteo Mancuso now is like the big talk. Coming from what Instagram, but before all the talk was about this other guy, Mateus Asado, I think. You don't really hear much about that guy anymore. He was amazing too. You burn CDs yourself? Yeah, I got a bunch of burned CDs. That's right, Brian. Yeah. It's the second time he shook my hand. That's how I know he had a big wad of cash. Because I saw it. He pulled it out of his pocket. It's like this, man. This. All bills. Yeah, with a rubber band around him. Exactly. Mateus Asado, yeah. Wow, time's flying. I'll hang out here for another 10 minutes or so. Thanks for the conversation, and thanks for everybody for being here. I mean, everybody here, I was going to ask, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, but I think most of you folks are names I've seen before, and hopefully you're all subscribed. Hit the like on the way out. I would love to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. I need about 600 more subs to do it, so... We interviews Mancuso and Asado. Yeah, I've seen all of them. Apparently, he's in the hospital. He had a heart attack, Daniel. I saw a post that Rick Beato's in the hospital. He had some heart surgery. His interviews are really, really good, man. The best thing about Rick Beato's interviews is he actually asks the question and then he shuts up. He lets the person talk. And I can't stand interviewers that keep inserting themselves. It's like, hey man, you're not interviewing yourself, you're interviewing this person. And yeah, he's really good at that. Open heart surgery, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, valve surgery, yeah. Just goes to show you, man. Open heart surgery, and he was, I think, in Cleveland doing some Rick Beato stuff. Like, you just never know. Like, this week we lost a member of our community. We lost Adam Burse this week. That really threw me for a loop. Adam, I mean, if you're an OG, you should know Adam. He's been a part of the community for a long time. Probably I remember him from when I first started about 5-6 years ago. Always a nice guy, participated in a lot of things. See him at a lot of my chats. I helped him out on some of he do these challenges. I think I did one for sure, maybe two. And just a really, really nice guy, very gracious and young guy, man. So you just never know, man. Just never know. So make the best of the time you got, folks. Rick Beato's doing okay. He was at a concert traveling. Well, I must probably had a heart attack, Janice. That's what I would think. Rick is the music content creator on YouTube. Right? Well, he's definitely the biggest. And he did a couple of videos where he was talking about like the modern music and stuff. And then there was a lot of, I call them ambulance chasers. These guys with smaller channels that they'll put in a clickbaity title and and they'll pose their arguments. And a lot of times, not always, some of them are okay, but some of them you can tell they just take things out of context, just to sort of, what does he know, just to beat up on Rick Beato. And, not that, I'm a big, I just hate that seeing that done to anybody, I call them ambulance chasers, just somebody that's sort of gonna, shit on somebody else to kind of, raise their own cachet. I hate that. I hate seeing that on YouTube and, but Rick's getting a lot of that based on his last couple of videos. Yeah, rest in peace, Adam, definitely. Yeah, that's what I heard, Ken. It's a very prestigious place that he's in. They're specialists in heart procedures. I don't know, Josh. Not sure who that is, Janice. Yeah, Daniel, that's basically what he was about. And then, people are ambulance chasers, I call them. The easiest way, man, it's like, hey, it's low hanging fruit. Hey, you know what? I want to get some notoriety. I want to get some views. So I'm going to attack somebody, attack a big name. And like you said, he's probably the biggest, well, he is the biggest music channel on YouTube, one of the biggest channels, period. So, hey, let's go after him. I hate saying that. Is there a Nam even going on now, Janice? I thought Summer Nam was done. Later, Mitch. Good night. Yeah, that's right, Ken. It does change. It changes, and there's always something that you'll like. There's always good stuff out there. The comment that I annoys the hell out of me was when, oh, there's nothing good's come out since, I don't know, 2000 or whatever. Man, where have you been looking? Have you been looking? Because there's a lot of really good stuff. A lot of good stuff. There's always good stuff. You just got to look for it. And that's where channels like Sea of Tranquility, the Contrarians, which I'll be on the Contrarians the end of this month. I'm going to be on that channel for a show. There's always good stuff. You just gotta look for it. Look, find out, search out these channels, listen to their recommendations. There's always good stuff out there. Resurrecting Summer Nam. Yeah, it's not on the radio. Well, I mean, there is what's rock radio now. It's classic rock radio. What are you going to hear? You're going to hear the same old Get the Lead Out. You're going to hear, the two or three songs from Springsteen, the two or three Eagles songs, the two or three Pink Floyd songs. Now they'll put some Pearl Jam in there, some of the 90s stuff, maybe the same two or three Nirvana tunes. You got to look for it. Exactly, Daniel. 70s, 80s, and 90s on a loop, yeah. Because all that 90s grunge stuff is now considered classic rock. That's classic rock now. Because think about it, that stuff's 30 years old already. You first saw me on SOT and subscribed to your channel as well. Oh, appreciate that, Ken. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, Pete's been very. Remember remember Garrett Morris on Saturday Night Live? When he would say, "Baseball been very, very good to me." Well, Pete has been very, very good to me. Yeah, he's been a good supporter of mine for a while. He's a good dude. Guns N' Roses, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna see Pete Thorne. Oh, he's in Five for Fighting. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's very cool. I enjoy that, Guitar Man 45. That's awesome. You look fabulous. Yeah. So let me know if anybody's got any last minute questions or comments. So what's coming up on the channel? Well, Thursday we got the big show coming up with me and my partners in crime, Pete, as I was talking about a minute ago, and Martin. We're doing a Led Zeppelin show. We are going to give our 10 favorite deep Zeppelin cuts, stuff that is not played on classic rock radio. So look for that on Thursday. And I got a video that I'm going to be putting out here probably within the next week. And I'm going to call it 5 albums that make me smile. And it's going to be stuff that is totally out of character for what you've ever heard me talk about on this channel. So it's going to be called 5 albums that make me smile. So I'll shoot that sometime this week. It's my last week of holidays. I'm back to work. So I got to try and squeeze one more in here. Hey, little girl's your daddy home. Yeah. Springsteen, right? What song is that? Fire or something? Yeah, something like that. Get the deep let out. Yeah, exactly, Brian. All right. I don't see any last minute questions or anything. Yeah, so again, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll do one of that. I'll do one again in August. Sometime in August when I get a free weekend, I will do another one of these. I want to thank you all for hanging out. You guys rock. Thanks for all your support, for watching my stuff over the years. You guys all rock. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you wouldn't mind. And we'll see you, I guess, on Thursday for the Thursday show. All right. Take care, everybody. Cheers.